We're joined with Rick Wilson. How are we doing?
We're doing good.
I'm glad to hear it.
It's hot in Boston for once, but it's good.
I know, because you've been here only in the winter?
I've only been here when it's cold. Yeah.
It's like a whole other city.
Yeah, it's feeling like a whole other city. Not as crazy as like other cities, but it's still great. Yeah.
Well, you're from Chicago. You're used to the cold.
Yeah, we're used to the cold, and we're used to like a different city in the winter versus like the summer or whatnot.
Because everyone's depressed here in the winter, and then we actually have fun in the summer.
Everyone in Chicago's depressed and mad. And then in the summer, they're mad and hot.
Yeah,
so,
the mad is year-round. Kind of similar to Boston.
Yeah.
So obviously it's been a crazy year, and I want to talk about it. But first, how was your set? How did you think it went? I personally had a blast.
I thought it was good. I thought it was great.
Yeah.
I mean, I had fun times. My first time playing Boston Calling. I used to like visit friends and ride the train in Boston and always see all the flyers and stuff. So I thought it was pretty cool to see that.
Yeah.
But nah. I feel good. I feel great about it.
You had the people moving.
Yeah, I feel like people go to shows a lot these days and they just don't even dance.
Yeah.
Or like now because like social media and everything's like so like accessible, people just go to shows for one song, but people don't really go to shows and like find new artists to actually make them feel good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Make them feel good. One, like make them think about things in the world other than like like love and whatever, dancing and weed, and then or we love weed, it's okay. But you know what I mean. But like I feel like I want to challenge people's thinking and also challenge like their bodies to like move. You know what I mean?
Well, I think that's a great thing about your music is if you weren't exposed to it before, you can hear it once and like you can feel it like with your actual body.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I feel like back in the day, like a lot of stuff wasn't accessible to a lot of folks. So when people would hear new music that made them like feel a certain way, like literally the live aspect of it was the most important part. And I think that I try to keep that and remember that, you know what I mean? And I think that's kind of maybe one of my strengths.
Yeah, so, it's weirdly like a lost art, so I appreciate that.
Yeah. And I also think that's probably why people hate performing too. But the thing is, the people, like artists always forget that, like, we're supposed to reflect the times and challenge the times, not just supposed to just be a reflection.
Yeah.
So.
And that's actually something I want to talk to you about, too. I mean, you've been really strong about advocacy, even before you had, like, a super-duper platform.
Oh, yeah.
And you remain committed to it, even though people are, like, giving you death threats in your comment sections for saying something.
Tell them to come through.
Why is that important for you?
I mean, everyone has to be rooted in something.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you either rooted in making the world, a place that's ran by fear, and hate and ignorance, or you're rooted in like wanting to see a world that's ran by love, acceptance, and curiosity.
It takes a lot of courage to do that. I definitely admire that about you.
It takes a lot of courage to do both.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It takes a lot of courage to do both. It takes a lot of effort to do both. You know what I mean? I just think that sometimes, I think, especially we live in like a hyper like violent country. Like it's like people are way more prone to like violence than they are.
And you kind of forget sometimes because it's so normalized.
Yeah. People are so more prone to that violence and hate and fear than they are to other things, And then not even all to get really political, but it's an election season, and I'm just gonna suggest just predict that like majority of both sides, their whole thing is gonna be ran off making other people scared of other people. And we're in a country that's like their political like system is ran off fear and ignorance.
Yeah.
And I think that after they had like the flower power movement, I think really like curiosity really died, and just like the core of this country. And with my music, when I'm on stage, I want to project that. You know what I mean? The people that went to Woodstock are like now voting for right-wing Republicans. What the fuck went wrong? Something went south. You know what I mean?
Where did we lose them along the way?
Yeah, something went bad. You know what I mean? And I've been like, I don't know. I find that very interesting, and I've been trying to challenge and switch that up. So.
Well, I mean, it's honestly you're a really great example of you're able to kind of keep that platform while also killing it. Like I mentioned, you did Stephen Colbert this year, the VMAs. What else? I have a whole list. Oh, first ever European tour. You're going back to Europe.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
How do you reflect on this past year?
I'm always thinking about getting better.
Yeah.
At the craft, at the organization within the management. Being a better lover, being a better friend, being a better brother, and son. So I'm really always thinking about that I never ever really take time to really reflect and get my flowers. But it's whatever. You just keep moving. You know what I mean?
We got some flower for you, and that we can give you. Not flowers, but just know that there's layers there.
Okay.
Think that they're your flowers.
Okay.
But yeah, no, that's awesome. I mentioned
like tulips, flowers.
Yeah. I mentioned going back to Europe. Paris loves you.
Yeah, I love Paris.
What's the energy like for a European crowd versus like American?
Well, I mean, one, I can fuck up more words. In certain countries, English isn't the first language. I get away with fucking up a lot of words in Paris.
That's awesome.
They're just like, nigga. They're like, yeah.
We.
Yeah, but other than that, though, I don't know. I think it's like, when I was out there this first time, a lot of people were just like, yo, thank you for coming here. And I think, other than like rural towns in America and stuff like that, you don't really get that. Like people are just actually like, they're like thankful that you came there. In a sense where like, like we live in cities like Chicago, Boston, we expect people to come here. We'd be like, why the fuck this motherfucker ain't coming here?
That is true, yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Ed Sheeran, like, it's like about to be a headline and everyone's just like, yeah. About that time, we should be like, yo, thanks for coming all the way over here. Don't you live in England? You know what I mean? Like, just fucking like, yo, thanks for the trial, you know what I mean? Regardless if it's our job or not, I think that's like a cool thing, you know? I always like go back and forth from like, yo, like are like performers, are they service workers or just like, is entertainment service work? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's very interesting. But like, yeah, I don't know. I just feel like anyone that's doing a service to make you feel good about yourself and making you, feel happier or safe or comfortable, that's a service. And I appreciate people that like appreciate me for that. Just like I appreciate, my like people that like drive my Ubers, the people that like wait my tables and shit like that. My bartenders, love the bartenders. Those are my niggas. But yeah.
I mean, then you get to appreciate the art so much more too when you realize you're like, oh damn, Ed Sheeran just came from fucking London.
And I also like to go back to it. There's an art in like entertaining people and making them feel good about themselves. You know what I mean?
I mean, you're touring alongside Chromeo, who are like legends, icons.
Yeah, the goats. Yeah.
Not only are you touring with them though, you worked on Clusterfunk with them. Which, like, come on.
That's the family,
That's a fucking crazy record, dude. Like, that's
man,
awesome.
Appreciate it, dog, yeah.
What's it like working with them?
Man, it was literally one of the best experiences of my life. One, because it was like we started working during COVID.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And right after the uprising, it's like August 2020. And, like, Dave, like, Alana, like, A-Track, and P kind of just took me in this time where I was really, really, thinking that, because I was kind of really just getting started in music, and then all of a sudden, like, the world just stopped. The music world and everything, performance, live stuff just stopped. And then out of nowhere, like, turns out Track knows one of my managers, and, like, he's a fan of the stuff because he heard the stuff I did with Terrace and introduced me to his brother, Dave, from, like, Chromeo. And it was really just, like, it was one of those moments where you're like, no, like, keep doing you, you know what I mean? Like people are listening, like people care, and you're supposed to be here, you matter, your art is like, incredible. And it kind of came in and like, took me in that moment, and then like literally like helped me become a better writer, a better singer. Man, all those hooks, a lot of the hooks that I wrote, like Pay No Mind, that shit, I thought that Dave was gonna sing that, and I'm like, yeah, you can sing this, and Dave was like, nah, I think we should keep you. I was like, what? You know what I mean?
That's awesome.
And and performing too, like after touring with them in the States last year. Yeah, they're the goats.
Yeah.
They're the funk lords, yeah.
Well, like, despite it being funky, it's interesting that it was written during such, like, a time when nothing was going on. So I'm curious, as you look towards, like, some new music and some new projects, what kind of headspace are you in now versus
Well, you know
when
what's
you were
interesting? I'm going to challenge that.
Oh.
Because actually, we made the record at the moment when everything was going on. You had the uprising.
Yeah, true.
You had COVID. And then you had the fucking elections. Do you remember elections in 2020?
That shit was crazy. That was
They were
scary.
talking about it now. Like, no one's talking about elections in May. You know what I mean? They were talking about it, like, the whole year. So I think that it's interesting because now I'm making music where I feel like nothing's happening. You know what I mean? Where I feel like no one's talking about anything. You know what I mean? There's, like, literally, like this. There's been an illegal genocide going on. There's an illegal genocide going on.
Yeah.
And no one's, like, even, like, you know what I mean? Like, there are a lot of people that are, like, you know what I mean? Like, speaking out and, like, calling the shit out. But, like, on a mass scale in America, it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? So it feels like nothing's happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like since, like, 2020, they were trying to take abortions away. They're trying to take reproductive rights away. This has been so much that's been going on. But also, it seems like we're just, like, regressing since 2020.
Yeah, man, that's honestly such a fantastic perspective, and, like, thank you for sharing that. I think that just kind of goes, like, you're not like a content creator, you're not like a little hit producer, you really are an artist. So that's a beautiful perspective. Like, thank you. That's sick. So, like, is there a project that you are working on?
Yeah, I'm working on my first album.
Oh, what can you spill? What can you spill?
The first song that's coming off of it that we're gonna drop actually is gonna drop next month in June. It's with me, my friend Mayor Hawthorne, Party Pupils, and Brass Tracks.
No way! right. That's a stacked lineup.
And it's a record. It's like a dance, like jam record called We I.
Okay.
I'm really excited for that. Yeah.
Hell yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, I met Mayor like late last year, and like we like had a session with my friend Party Peoples, this guy named Ryan, who's like an incredible like producer, songwriter, like instrumentalist, bassist, and like he has relationships with like Brass Tracks and like Mayor, and kind of like became my Quincy Jones like right when I was trying to figure out this record. And kind of just came in and just like just been helping me like finish and just going crazy. And introduced me to me. He introduced me to Mara and like Brad Tracks, and we all hit it off and had this like massive like session. And one of the songs that came out of it is the song that's gonna be coming out soon. It's called We I.
I'm
really
excited to hear that
yeah.
for sure. That's awesome. All right. Well, despite the European tour, or in lieu of the European tour, the new music, beyond the career. What's something you got going on that you're looking forward to in your personal life?
Man, you know, like I got like I'm low-key salty. I got a bunch of tulips that like I like planted when I just bought a house like a couple years ago.
Hey, congrats.
A little small house in like, you know, South Chicago. And I have these tulips that are coming up, and I'm realizing that they're gonna start budding right when I'm leaving on tour.
Oh.
And blooming. So I'm gonna miss that shit. I'm a
Yeah.
little salty about that. I'm really salty about that.
You're gonna set like up a live stream or something.
Yeah. My sister has a son. I'm his godfather, and my first god kid. I'm baptizing him in July.
Dude,
so I'm
I
excited
just
for that.
had I'm a godfather. I just had it. It's such an interesting experience
Yeah.
to do, like to dunk the kid in the water. It was like pretty sick, but it was.
I made a joke. I said like, cause this is his first birthday.
Yeah.
Usually it's around the same time. So I made a joke. I said I'm gonna dunk him every single birthday until he dies. Just like every single birthday, like man, because you know like so I'm black, and then I also have like family that are from like Jalisco, Guadalajara. So like they dump the people like face in the cake. I'm just gonna literally just dump his face in the sink every single year for the rest of his life.
I love it. Well, I'm gonna stay tuned. I'm excited for that track, and thanks for literally hopping off stage and coming here. I appreciate your time.
Of course, man. Yeah. I'm glad I was able to find you guys. I love cannabis. I love alcohol more, but maybe you can persuade me. Let's figure it out.
Well, here we go.
Here we go.
Say no more. Ask and you shall receive.
Oh, okay. Nice. This is asked. This is not forced. I promise. Hell yeah. Cheers.